Hey guys, for science today, I have two questions to ask. One of them is, what's your favorite science topic and why? And the next question is, what is something in science that you are interested in and wanted to learn about next week? Next week, it seems like we can kind of pick and choose. I chose space this week. It's part of sixth grade, but we usually don't get to it. But it's just interesting, so I thought I wanted to do the space and the planets in the solar system. Next week, kind of up in the air for decision. I have some ideas, but I'd like to hear from you to see what you would like to learn about for the week. And then after that, I think we're going back to our next topics that we would have studied in school, which is called machines in motion, and those will be fun. And I attached right after this, I'll show you some of the facts that you shared with me, and I didn't get to everybody's. Kind of ran out of time by putting them together. So if I didn't put your fact up there, I apologize. And so not all of them are there. All right, and your projects, there's a question, when are they due? Projects due by the end of the day today, and 8 o'clock is the end of our day. So if you can turn them before 8 o'clock, that'd be great. I will put them together so we can display them. If you would not like yours to be displayed, please let me know. I'd really like it if you could. If yours is written, I might just put the words up there and read it myself into it so that people can read along and listen to it. So all of those things, if it's a slideshow with just simple words on it, Allie put one together like that. Just leave it as such. Some of you have turned those in. That's fine, unless I should be fine. Well, I'll be fine. I'll be able to find them and put them together. So great job so far in science, and keep it up. The videos that I have, that I put linked on today, please do watch them. They're fun. They put them together. It is a PBS thing. This is a new guy that I hadn't seen it before. But the first one's about Venus, and he said, "Oh, we should colonize Venus." And like, as we all know, Venus will squish you because the atmosphere is so thick, so much carbon dioxide, and it just squish you in no time at all. And it's so hot; it's like 700 degrees. But they have an idea, and it's a pretty neat idea. So take a look at that one. Then next video said, since we were talking about colonizing Mars or going to Mars and maybe fixing it, said, which would kill you first, Mars or Venus? And then the next one is, can we terraform Mars? Terraform's really fancy term. Sorry, is a really fancy term for making Earth-like. So changing it into Earth-like. For science shares, Owen Skiles wrote that Pluto gets close to the sun at sometimes and farther away, and it's quite a bit of difference, and that actually sometimes during that year it's closer to the sun than Neptune, and actually right now it's closer to the sun than Neptune. But since they cross over, they aren't going to collide, because if they were crossing over, you would think they would collide eventually. But because of where they're going and with the different orbits that they have, they will never collide. They get kind of close though. Really not that bad. Only 17 times the distance between the sun and the Earth. That's how close they get. Chloe shared that all of the gas planets actually have rings around them. Jupiter, even though we don't think it does, a little bit. And Saturn, one with the huge rings around it. But Uranus and Neptune also have rings around them. They're just kind of harder to see. So all the gas giants planets have rings around them. And Tyler shared that on Mars, Olympus Mons, that's a mountain, is the largest volcano and the highest known mountain on any planet in the solar system. Olympus Mons is 16 miles from the bottom all the way up to the top. Mount Everest, our tallest mountain, is only 5 miles. Grayson shared that if the Earth was a nickel, the size of a nickel, then Saturn would be the size of a volleyball. Both Jacob and Santi shared that the Earth is 4.6 billion years old. Alexis shared that over 1 million Earths can fit into the sun. Owen Wright shared that there are a bunch of dwarf planets. There's 5 dwarf planets in our solar system. Ceres is one, Ceres, and that is in the asteroid belt. And the other ones are way outside, including Pluto, Haumea, Makemake, and Eris. I don't know if I'm saying Makemake right, but that's how that's spelled. I was wrong about it. I was sure that they were called Sleepy and Grumpy and Dopey. No. Aaron shares that there are more stars than there are grains of sand on all of Earth. Han Johnson says you can't stand on a gas planet because it's gas. Makes sense. Reese shares that when the solar system was formed, all the rocky planets were the closest to the sun because they could withstand the heat. The gas would just be burned off. Maddie Ferget shared that Jupiter has 79 moons. That's a lot of moons. Both Allie and Bree shared that the solar system is about 4.6 billion years old. Ray wrote, I thought that Pluto wasn't a planet because they had no more research to do on it, but it's actually because it never was a planet in the first place. It's a dwarf.